right, quick segment here on this next one, Garrett. We got one team to talk about. It's our favorite question.
Mm.
Is Syracuse good? And the answer to that question was a resounding yes
Oh,
this
yeah.
year because they had Kyle McCord behind center and they had LaQuinn Allen running for over 1,000 yards and 16
Oh, yeah.
touchdowns. Fun year. And I think I pointed out Syracuse as, and I think all three of us did, pointed out Syracuse, looking at their schedule, looking at Kyle McCord, having a chance to just have a lot of pressure taken off of his shoulders by moving from Columbus to Syracuse. And that paid off in spades.
Oh,
I
yeah.
really felt great for Kyle McCord watching him just have fun, ball out in a
Hmm.
program that, let's face it, is always going to have lower expectations than in Ohio State. But
Sure.
he had a fantastic season. He looked like he was loving the game of football again when it felt like he probably wasn't at the end of his tenure at Ohio State. And I think that was a good move for all parties involved there. But like I mentioned, they did have a pretty lax schedule this year. They had some interesting road trips. I think they went out to UNLV for a non-conference game.
Hmm.
Had avoided a lot of the big boys. Knocked off a big boy in Miami to end the regular
Yeah.
season and go 9-3, but definitely had a lighter schedule, and that's kind of why we were circling them in the offseason. Do you think that they have staying power in this new ACC, or are they going to kind of fall off a little bit, losing a guy like Kyle McCord?
I really want to hope so, but man, like Kyle McCord, the Kyle McCord and Ohio State saga from this year is going to be one of the weirdest cases of everybody wins because Kyle McCord moves on, leads the nation in passing yards, absolutely balls out. Like I think set the Syracuse record, said like ACC record maybe. I can't remember what the record was exactly, but I remember there in the bowl game they talked about some record that he broke that was like an all timer type of thing. 34 touchdowns. Kyle McCord clearly benefited from being not at Ohio State. And also, Ohio State clearly benefited from not having Kyle McCord as their quarterback. They won the whole thing. So it's a weird case that I'd like to go back and maybe look at and see, has there ever been a case where everybody won as much as Ohio State and Kyle McCord, where everyone gets to look back at the end of the season and say, you know what? I think we're all happy about the way this played out. It's very rare. But in terms of staying power, the defense definitely left a lot to be desired. 96th in scoring defense this last year. Really need to find some ways to clean that up. They definitely have good members of the staff that can help with that, but got to find a way to clean that up on that side. And then I want to believe that they're going to have another quarterback like that. Honestly, haven't checked to see if they have a guy in the portal like that. I didn't check their portal stats before looking at this, but I don't know that they're necessarily going to have the staying power specifically because I'm looking at their schedule. Their schedule trades in for a pretty rough one. To kind of read some of this out for this next season, they start the year against Tennessee and Atlanta at Mercedes Benz. That's going to be a tough one. It's going to be tough to go up against Tennessee. They do play at Clemson. They do play at SMU. They do play at Miami. Oh yeah, and they also play at Notre Dame. It's going to be tough. Like if they play up to their ceiling this year and still play really good football, they could still lose 5 games. And it sucks because I really want to see this Syracuse program have staying power. And we answered the question. I kind of threw it in the doc as a joke. The whole like, is Syracuse good? Like, I can't believe we're asking this question again after the season they just had. But like, that was an awesome year. It was a fantastic year for Syracuse, and I love what they were able to do. I want to see them repeat it. I would love it if Syracuse is able to have some form of power up there. I love what Coach Brown's doing. I think it's great, but like we got to find a way to get the talent on the team. We got to find a way to capitalize on this momentum, steal a couple wins this year, right? Go beat Tennessee to open the season, shock the world. Go beat Notre Dame at the end of the year or something like that. Just a weird fluky game in the cold or something, and you can maybe steal some of that momentum. But I want to see it happen, right? I think that they need to turn things around. They need things to get a lot better. And they're going to need to replace a lot of production between Kyle McCord and, by the way, yeah, LaQuint Allen ran for 1,000 yards and 16 touchdowns. That's not nothing. A lot of people like to run for 1,000 yards and 16 touchdowns. So, yeah, not 100% sure that it's this year for Syracuse. Might be a little bit of a step backwards in terms of the record, but I do think the program can keep growing.
They did get Ricky Collins in the portal. He was a 4-star recruit, and I think the class of 2023
Okay.
that committed to LSU originally and now is going up to
Okay.
Syracuse. So not a big splash name, but
Could be
guy
good.
that had some pedigree out
Yep.
of high school, and yeah, we'll see how
Not
that.
Garrett Schrader, so I'm happy about that.
That's right. He's not a retread, that's for sure.
Gracious him! How about